Hey guys, Anime Gypsy here, and I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, what is this? This episode hasn't come out yet. And to my knowledge, I hope these are spoilers. They're not. I'm just here to talk about why we should care about episodes like episode um, 33 coming out for Boruto. And this is what caught my eye. This episode is going to be Inugen centric, which I like. The main character in this upcoming episode is going to be Inujin, from my understanding, and I hope that's the case. And even if it isn't, if it's focused on Inujin, that's good enough for me. And it's not just Inujin; it's side characters. And this is in my perspective, this video is going to be about side characters and Inujin in general. Now, Inojin is a character. We don't get much about him. He has Mitsuki like personality, but in my perspective, from my understanding, he's more socially aware than Mitsuki, and his actions might seem socially awkward, but I think he's doing it intentionally, unlike Mitsuki, who is himself socially awkward. I don't know if I'm right. You guys might have different theories on this, you know, but I think this is a good episode for that sort of thing to be flushed out. Not only that, other stuff about Inojin, his abilities, capabilities, and more importantly, his persona in general, how he thinks. So, we need to be attached to those side characters so that when one of them dies, it delivers an impact. If Jiraiya, as a character, was not flushed out the way he was, his death wouldn't have had that much of an impact. And us being attached to side characters is important because it heightens the stakes. Because even though we know for a fact that the main character isn't necessarily going to die. The side characters might. So us having a good attachment to them really does raise the stakes in a series and makes the series better. Uh, and this episode is going to be just about that. And I am hoping that there's going to be a Shikadai episode. And I'm hoping there's going to be an episode for all of the side characters, including Iobe, with the exception of Sarada, because Sarada is not a side character and we had an entire arc from her perspective. So that's quite enough for Sarada in terms of characterization. In fact, among the new generation, Sarada and Boruto are considered the two most defined. We know the most about them because their characters have been fleshed out the most. We we need more of people like Chocho, people like Inojin, people like Shikadai, people from other villages, which we really don't get to see much. A Kagura centric episode would be interesting, even though he is not. I don't like him as a character at all. I thought they were going to do something interesting with this character, but they didn't. He's a pansy. But that aside, being attached to characters like this, and that by the way is my perspective. If you disagree, I'm totally fine with that. In fact, I'm fine with that. This stuff is important. You need more attachment to side characters for these reasons. Um, Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't focus solely on the new generation that we don't know that much about. I would really love if there was an Onko centric, and yes, here we are, the Onko obsessed One Piece reviewer talking about Onko. Yes, even though she is the way she is, I still am in love with her persona. I'd really like to see how she has developed from her wild youth. And I want to see for myself if what they're doing with her character is in fact development or is just a misreading of the character in general and a overall flaw. I would really like more flushing out of these side characters, so that the series would have more of a stake, old and new. Sorry, new and old, because we already know that there are going to be episodes that are centric over the new characters, but old characters as well. We need to see how they have developed, how those years have treated not only their skills but their personalities as well. Has time tamed these beasts in terms of personality? Is Kiba now patient and calm and adult-like, or is he still the kid that he was? Well, to be honest, he did have some adult personality traits, but those were mostly only evident in the manga, sometimes in the anime. But you get what I mean. Like, did time tame these beasts? Have they, matured? that would also be interesting. Uh, so yeah, that's basically why I think this is going to be important. This is why we need to look beyond just Boruto and Sarada and Mitsuki. Even though I want to see more of Mitsuki, especially because I don't think we've seen that much of him yet. I want to see what his Sage Mode can do, especially in terms of Persona. I'd like a bit more flushing out of that. We've seen a lot, but he's a hard character to figure out. We do know what his overall intentions are, but you know. I think that's about enough for this video. That basically flushes what I wanted to discuss with you guys, and until next time, Anime Gypsy is out.